Okay. Are you ready for this, Amy?
Sure.
I feel like we're two parents and we're telling the kids to come downstairs, come join us in the
We need
living
to
room.
have a family talk.
We're going to have a family talk. You and I are getting a divorce.
Yeah, it's kind of sad.
I came up with an analogy, and you're going to hate me for this. But working with you, don't be insulted. I think it's
Okay, you cannot preface things this way. Just spit it out.
working with you is like dating a stripper.
Wow. Hey, Chris, jump on the mic, Chris.
Okay.
Don't laugh.
I'm sorry.
Off mic.
I just never know what's coming out of his mouth.
I don't either. It's
want
like
you-
dating a stripper, Chris.
I want you all to myself. I want you for me. And you are absolutely the best I've ever been with.
Oh, ick. This is so sweet but icky at the same
But-
time.
It's like he's talking about his sister.
I know.
I knew going in that you had a job. I don't love that job, but that's what you were doing when we hooked up.
Okay.
And you've told me numerous times, no matter how much I beg,
I'm
I
not
want you
going to
to
leave the stripper pole.
I want you to quit that job.
Okay.
But you're not going to quit that job.
Right.
The reason there hasn't been a Krabby in the last 2 weeks is 100% my fault. You have a job to do. It's a paying job that pays your mortgage and, allows you to live your life. The reason there hasn't been a Krabby is because I will not work alone. Nobody wants that. If I have to do a show alone, it's going to end up being a rambling diatribe, and somebody's going to call the authorities, and I'm going to end up in jail.
I would totally listen to that show, Ken.
I can't do it. I just get the flop sweats just thinking about it because I have no control over where my mind is going,
know,
and
I
my
know.
mouth just follows along.
Which would be the best part of it. But
No.
I get it. I get it. I wouldn't want to do it either, frankly.
Amy, I woke up today at 4 a.m. and immediately started scheming on how I could get out of doing the show, not only today, but
For
forevermore.
the rest of my life. Right.
Yeah, forevermore. And I started, and, Dan we're going to make a change here. And Dan, our boss, has called me numerous times just to ask me, are you still on board? So
Right.
he knows
Right.
where my mind is.
Right.
And he knows that I'm always 10 seconds away
right.
from walking away.
Right. And the difference with you and I is we've known each other long enough, and I think we're honest enough with each other that every time you've been like, I'm going to quit, I just go, okay, great.
But
And I don't talk you out of it because I know it's going to blow over.
it's not an act, though.
No, I know it's not, but it's going to blow over. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. You are, but here's the thing with Kenny, as everybody who knows the show knows and knows him knows, this is just all about you having a lack of confidence in your ability to do this. It has nothing to do with the quality of the show or it being a pain in your butt.
I'm so much better in a support role. So much better.
I am too, by the way. I am too.
But you're really good.
I don't know, but you know what? Here's the thing. Why don't you tell people? First of all, Dan, the Dan you mentioned, is Dan Seaman, our boss,
Yeah.
who's our boss here, but also my boss at My Talk.
And also runs all of the radio stations that Hubbard owns in Minnesota.
Right.
I mean, he's a busy guy.
Yeah.
He earns his pay.
He does.
He
Brainerd,
really does.
Bemidji,
No,
Alexandria.
He's up early in the morning till late at night and rarely gets a break.
Well, actually, not early in the morning. That's a myth. He's a liar. That's not true. But the point is that a decision was made, and I am very good with it. But why don't you go ahead and
You found out about it through back channels, and I was purposely keeping it from you because I didn't know how to bring it up with you. I was scared to bring it up with you.
Oh, that's funny.
And Dan and I had numerous conversations, and my wish was that, okay, there's going to be a new co-host, and that co-host is Jay Coles of KSDP TV, who is finally retiring, trying to retire from TV, and it sounds like they have talked him into, once again, staying on for a day or two a week. They
how
really,
long?
I don't know, Amy, but they keep
Am I stuck with you for the rest of my life?
they keep giving him incentives to stay, but he wants to do the first show on October 1st.
Okay.
I tried calling him today so we could get him on the phone, and he said during this time he was at a city council meeting working,
Sure.
so he can't do it. Jay lives
Jay's
an
a
hour
friend-
and a half away.
Jay's a friend of mine too.
Yeah.
And I love Jay.
Yeah.
I know exactly where he lives because that's where our cabin used to be in that general vicinity.
Well, a wonderful part of Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But the second he gets in his car, he's on the phone the whole way. He's always working.
Mm-hmm.
And he's at the point where he kind of picks the stories he does, which if you're a reporter, that's an achievement.
Absolutely.
And the news directors, he's gone through 1 million news directors down there, and they all love him because he really does outstanding work.
Right.
And he's been a friend of mine, and we worked together briefly at 1500 in the morning. He did a morning show with a guy named Willie Clark. The show was a disaster,
Oh,
and
that was
Willie
bad.
was just
That was so
Willie
bad.
was so yeah.
That was
But what I learned is that I really, really love Jay, and I love working with him, and he has some ideas. And initially, when the first time Dan came to me a few years ago, and he said, "I got to run something by you," and he actually came up here and met with me in person. And I thought, you could have just fired me on the phone. You don't need to do it face to face.
Oh, came up to where you are, 3
Yeah.
hours north.
Yeah. And it turns out it was far worse than getting fired. It was, he wanted me to do a podcast. And I said Jay Coles, and Jay couldn't do it. And then the reason I quit the first Krabby with Don and John had nothing to do with Don and John. It had everything to do with me. And I just hated doing that show and the direction we were going. It seemed to me to be phony and backing up to the pay window. And it made me feel really dirty and slimy.
Okay. Just because of the content wasn't your jam. And,
Yeah. So I pulled the plug on that. So Jay is going to start on the first week in October, as far as I know. And you are always going to be on call because again, this is my way of asking you, Amy, you're going to be on call. And when I need you to co-host, you're going to say yes, and you're going to be there, and we're going to be reunited. And it's going to be a lot of fun, and you're really going to enjoy it.
You know what, Kenny? This is how our relationship is based on these sort of Faustian agreements.
Faustian,
you
good
just
word.
send me, how I ended up on this podcast, y'all, if you haven't heard the story, is he sent me a text. I hadn't talked to me in, 2 years.
Yeah.
Sent me a text out of nowhere that goes, hey, you're going to be my new co-host on Krabby. It's
Yeah.
coming back. Be
Yeah.
in the studio Tuesday morning at 10. You
Yeah.
don't have to bring anything. I've got it.
Yeah.
See you then.
Yeah.
And
you know what?
I really was like, a new phone, who this?
You know what we should do? We should find that tape and release that as it was what I would call.
We did the trial show.
We
right?
did a pilot episode,
That's right.
and it wasn't meant to be released. We should release that.
I feel like I was in a blackout when we did that because I don't remember anything about it. Did I have a stroke right after that, or what
It
happened?
was very
What did we talk about?
I don't know, but it was super unprofessional.
Awful.
Yeah. So I think we should absolutely release it.
But here's the reality, Ken.
Yeah.
The reality is this. I have loved working with you because I love you. I even love when you're neurotic because I love you enough to go, I know, I still love you. It'll be better
All right.
tomorrow.
Anyway.
Anywho, but the other thing is, it's been really fun to do it. But I'm going to be really honest. I get it. I am not a natural fit for this show, for this audience. I'm just not. There are lots of things I don't say, and I don't think they would necessarily be that interesting to people that listen to this show. I think it should be what the listeners of the show want, which is two really cool guys talking about really cool things.
Here's what I've learned about podcasting, and it's the opposite of everything we learned about radio. I don't give a rat's ass about the audience. I don't care if there's one person listening or 1 million. I don't care if they're upset or they love it. I don't care.
Good for
Everything
you.
we learned in radio, I throw away on the podcast. I would never, ever do a radio show the way I do a podcast.
Sure. Yeah, that makes some sense. But I mean, honestly, Kenny, there's I think a vibe, and I know Jay as well as you do, And I think the two of you together are going to be you're going to have so much fun talking about things you and I would never talk about. Ever,
Yeah.
ever, because I'm not capable of it.
But all I cared about when we did that pilot was compatibility. And I already knew the answer. I knew that it was just going to be like me walking into your office and closing the door and then just tearing into, I don't know, Lori and Julia or whoever.
Whoever was in our sights that day.
Yeah, yeah. And I knew we were going to be good together, and we are. And I don't think it matters what we talk about as long as it's not serious. I don't want to do anything serious or anything political or anything that's going to, get protesters outside of our building. You know what I mean?
We like to sidestep that. But you know what?
Yeah.
I think the other piece of it is I have truly, and you're absolutely right, in terms of that's one of the beauties of podcasting, is it's not broadcasting. Broadcasting was always designed, they're going to have to rethink it, was always designed to get maximum amounts of eyes or ears on the product, right? So it had to be sort of watered down to the point that nobody was offended, which is my least favorite form of entertainment. I hate it.
Yeah,
and
I
it's sort of
agree.
like the old Leno versus Letterman argument. My mom, my entire life, my mom would go, and Letterman was always the standard for cool late night viewer. And
Yep.
Leno was like the unwashed masses, right?
Right, yeah.
That was sort of reputationally those two shows. And my mom used to go, I don't like that letter person. I think he's awful. He's so mean and sarcastic.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's why I love him.
Yeah.
So that's always been my kind of entertainment.
Yeah.
But I just think that you are just going to have such a great time with Jay. I think Jay's going to be able to talk about things that I probably wouldn't want to talk about, frankly. And the other piece of it is I have loved the people we have talked to. I mean, go all the way back to the beginning. Kathy Werzer
Yeah, that was fun.
was like on our, after the pilot first episode. We've talked to Chris Schaefer. We've talked to so many people. Jamie Yukas.
John Hines,
John
Tommy,
Hines.
yeah.
Tommy Mischke.
Tommy
Bob
Bernard,
Davis.
yeah.
Tom Bernard.
Oh, Bob. Yeah,
Bob
Bob.
Davis.
Yep,
Just so many people. Oh, Kendall. Remember? Kendall was hilarious.
Kendall was
Mark.
one of the best. Her
God,
dad
she was
was a
funny.
judge.
Oh, she
And
got in so much. She got in, they put her in jail.
Yeah.
I believe she was in jail, and her dad had to be moved to a different jurisdiction for the day because otherwise she would end up in his courtroom. She was
that's
of the
a-
daughters. She was the only one who got in trouble with
That's
the
a
law.
Barbara Streisand
the
movie. What the
best.
hell is the name of that movie
Father,
from the
can you
60s
hear me?
with Ryan?
What's up, Doc?
yeah.
What's up, Doc?
Yeah.
What's up, Doc? But we had such fun. I mean, it was so fun to talk to some people in broadcasting I've never talked to. Ginny.
Oh, right.
Jenny Hubbard was Jenny.
Yeah.
Jenny
I had
was
to
on.
ride the bus to the shuttle bus to the fair with her and Dan. That was, oh my God, it was the worst day of my life. Sitting with those two.
Oh, Jenny loves you. She sat here and you guys, remember what it was like in 1987?
It was fun.
And I was like, yeah, and I'm Amy, whatever.
Ginny, you've met Amy, right?
Yeah, right.
She does something
I've
at
only
my
worked
talk.
for you for 22 years. No biggie. And you too. No, but I mean, we just talked to so many cool people, and it was
Yeah.
really fun. And
Yeah.
I'll be here for a couple more weeks until Jay feels like showing up.
So we're going to have to figure out what to do with ourselves for the next couple of
Do
weeks.
you
You know
have-
what would be
do you
really
have-
cool?
Yeah, well, before we move on,
Yeah.
do you have some idea or some hint you can give us about sort of the sort of center lane of what you and Jay want to do?
He wants to interview interesting and different people, people that aren't necessarily newsmakers, but people that the one thing he wants to do is talk to Norm Coleman, not about anything that Norm has ever done politically, but about, and I think you and I actually talked about this or briefly mentioned it. Norm was told by doctors to go home and die.
Right.
And then he recovered, and now he's working again.
How long has it been since he got that prognosis?
I think it's been over 5 years.
Holy buckets.
So we want to talk about maybe people you know, but topics that you will be surprised about.
I
And
love that. I think it's going to
Jay-
be great. Jay has great contacts too.
He's got like a 100-pound Rolodex. He's just, the contacts are amazing. So that's going to be interesting. My idea for the next couple of weeks is 2 weeks ago, you had to go to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could do that again.
Go to Dallas?
Yeah, or find some kind of excuse.
I can do that.
And then last week we got really, really busy, and it was the day of the shooting,
Right.
and you had to change your entire format for the day, which would have been really easy back in the old paper log days.
Right.
But now everything's on computer, and it's really, really difficult. So you had to.
Yeah, and when you go from what My Talk usually does, which is pop culture and entertainment, to something as tragic and heavy as what happened last week,
Yeah.
then my hosts do, and Kenny, I think you would back this up. I believe My Talk hosts do a phenomenal job in times like this. They've had to do it, unfortunately, many times in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
However, somebody in the background needs to last minute start booking guests so we can get some perspective outside of our pedestrian viewpoint.
Yeah.
So Dan Seaman, our boss, we were talking about, and myself were sort of in the background trying to book some guests that could give us some clarity on what was going on in Minneapolis.
Yeah. I thought you guys, I listened off and on during the entire day as I was sampling, like I always do, sampling all the media. And I was actually, and I don't really say this very often, I was very proud to be a member of My Talk on that day. I thought everybody handled it very, very well. I think you did all the right things.
You know what? I think here's what I will say about that since I have a moment to do it. I sort of set about, if I did anything right at My Talk, it was I set about 18 years ago or something to hire really, really good human beings who happened to also be talented and funny and likable.
Yeah.
And I think across my staff, as it stands, that can be said about every single one of them. And I'll tell you why that's important as far as I'm concerned. First of all, I know it's an overused word, but culture. It helps to have good people make a good culture.
Yeah.
Bad people make a bad culture.
Yep.
A toxic one, especially in 2025. It's not 1985 anymore. First of all. Second of all, when something like this happens, when George Floyd happened, when this happened, when COVID happened, when our politicians were gunned down in their
For
homes
me,
happened.
it goes back to the bridge falling in the river.
Bridge falling down in the river. When you go to people that are on the inside, good human beings with a heart, then you're going to get that kind of perspective.
Yeah.
And the other thing is I tell all of them, and tried to do the same this time, nobody's looking to us to be journalists. We're not. That's why
Right.
we use Channel 5. And
Yeah.
and those Channel 5 did an amazing job. I frankly stayed with their coverage for the most part for all of it. Matt Belanger was amazing and helped us out so much on that story. We're not journalists. All I told my people was to be who you are, be authentic. You are a citizen of this place and of the world.
Yep.
Speak from that perspective.
I ran into Matt Belanger in the hallway on Thursday morning, the day after, and had a chance to talk to him for a few minutes and asked him about the comparison from sitting there and reading a script numerous times throughout a 2 or 3 hour broadcast compared to facing a camera with no script and just completely, totally winging it. And I said, how do you feel about that? And I knew what the answer was going to be. I love it. And it's always been the answer. I've asked other TV anchors the same question, and they all say the same thing. And from my perspective, it really brings out who you are as a person and the skills that you have that led you to this level. Another person that I didn't talk to in person, but I sent her a note, is the reporter Bailey Hurley.
Yes, absolutely.
She was on the scene right away because she was already doing a stand-up in a different part of South Minneapolis about the shootings that happened overnight. So they sent her down there, and Bailey witnessed, along with the rest of us, parents running to the school. And Bailey broke up, just like I guarantee you everybody that was watching that broke up. And it's actually kind of hard for me to talk about it because I'm afraid I'm going to break up about it right now.
Me too.
And to me, that really, and a lot of people might criticize her, maybe news directors on the East or West Coast.
Whatever.
But to me, that's like, you are one of us. And the note I sent her is, you reflected exactly what I was feeling. Good job. Keep it up.
And you know what? I mean, I thought the exact same thing, Kenny. When I heard her breaking up,
Yeah.
it made me love her
Yeah.
for this reason. She was watching parents
Yeah.
come up a street
Yeah.
wondering if their child was alive.
Yeah. And
Anyone
she's
who's not moved by that,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying you have to be moved by that by me telling you that right now. I'm saying she was standing in the street watching live human beings
Yeah.
walk up the street, run from their homes that were
Yep.
blocks away,
Yeah.
take bikes to this place to find out if the child was alive.
Yeah.
I thought she was authentic. I thought she was genuine.
Yeah.
She recovered very nicely and kind of went
Yep.
on with it. But
Yep.
I would have done the same thing, and I think people respected her for doing so.
She was a new mom recently. I think it might be her first child just last fall or over the winter. So yeah, but I just props to Bailey. I
Well,
think she
who is
just
a parent, or even not
all
a parent?
parents. All parents.
Any parent for sure,
Yeah.
but even if you're not,
Yeah.
I mean, if you were a parent that day and all these days afterwards, how can you not put yourself in that place?
I'll be honest. Before it was even 9 a.m., I called my son.
I bet I did. I did too. I texted my son.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so we got through that, and Channel 5 got us through that, and I think I'm going to love what you and Jay do, but this has been super fun, and we'll get through the next few weeks. You know, I'll do my usual no preparation, walk in with no idea what we're going to talk about.
I'm pretty sure I'm coming down with something, and I probably won't be available next week.
I love somebody who plans a sick day.
But, we'll see. Meanwhile, thanks for listening today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.